Mike Rulis. Anthony Zachiglowski. Patrick Brill. Alec Painter.
Okay, I haven't seen Andrew arrive yet, so he might be arrive and drive for round two. Looks like I have most of my marshals here. All right, folks, give each other some room. We're going live loop here for round number one. Give each other some room, drivers. We'll be going live very shortly. Keep going, keep going. All right, loop is live. When you cross the start-finish line, your time will begin. Yeah, great thing. It didn't count. What happens before the line stays before the line, thankfully. They say the same thing about Vegas, but that's just simply not true. All right, we got Alec going 15-2, Patrick a 15-4, Anthony a 16-2, John going 19, Mike going 20. Long race ahead, folks, long race ahead. Okay, with 2 laps in the books for everybody, we got Alec, Anthony, Patrick, John, and Mike as your running order. We're 55 seconds in.
5 minutes left.
All right, got a little bit of a buggy train forming. If a faster car comes up on you, just give him a little bit of room. That's all he needs. All right, a buck 15 down, 4:45 remaining. All right, that buggy train going around the left side of the course. Yeah, a minute 30 down, 4:30 left. Right now, Alec Painter showing them the way around. Alec currently on a 23:08 for pace. Got Patrick 23:12, John 22:09, Anthony 21:02, Micah 20:17. Looking good, drivers. Everybody 20 laps or faster. 2 minutes down.
4 minutes left.
Right now, it's Patrick being shown as your leader, just .058 ahead. Alec in the 2, he's 2 seconds up on John. John 7 seconds up on Anthony. And Anthony about 5 seconds up on Mike. 2:15 down, 3:45 remains. Carter, are you racing? No? Okay. Ah, 2:40 down, 3:20 left. Patrick out front. He's driving the orange, yellow, silver. Got John Melio up to the 2 spot. He's driving the orange, blue, and white. Alec Painter in the 3, running the color-changing car.
3
Anthony in
minutes
the
left.
4 spot, followed by Mike. Got 3 down, 3 to go, drivers. Fast lap so far, 15-1 from Patrick. Got 15-3 from John, 15-2 for Alec, 16-2 for Mike, 16-0 for Anthony. 2:45 remains. All right, 3:30 in, 2:30 to go. Patrick 2.6 ahead of John. John 4 ahead of Alec. Alec a lap up on Anthony. Anthony 1.6 ahead of Mike. 2:15 remains right now. Patrick 23:05. John 23:08. Alec 23:16. Anthony at 21:12. Mike at 21:15.
2 minutes left.
All right, 4 minutes in, 2 minutes to go. Minute 45 remains. Patrick holding it down, driving the orange, yellow, and silver. He's making his way down the back straight. Oh, sends it for a tumble, however. Minute 30 to go, drivers. 90 seconds remain. This is race number 1 on track. Race 2, be ready to go. All right, 5 minutes in.
1 minute left.
Patrick 3.5 ahead of John. John 6.4 ahead of Alec. Alec lap up on Anthony. Anthony 1.8 ahead of Mike. 45 seconds remain. $35 seconds to go. $20 seconds remaining. All right, 10 seconds left. Keep on going. Wait until you hear the computer say your name.
Mike Rulis done. Patrick Brill done. Alec Painter done. Anthony Zachiglowski done. All
All
drivers
right,
are
one more,
finished.
and that will be a race,
John
drivers.
Millio done.
All right, it's going to be Patrick taking down the W here, 23:07. Got John 23:15. Alec at 23:19. Anthony
The race is
21:09.
completed.
Mike 21:10. All right, folks, I'm going to need you guys to come on out and turn marshal. Up next is going to be race number 2.
King Arroyo. James Colicchio. Ryan R. Randall. Lou S.
That should be good,
Cazares.
Kev. Thank you.
Joe Colicchio.
All right, looking for the drivers from the last
Martin
race.
Arroyo.
I'm going to need your help, guys. Patrick, John, Alec, Anthony, and Mike. I may need your help. Cool. All right, we got our marshals, got everybody checked in. Mike, we might need a little more help on that left side. All right, folks, we're going to get this party started here. Live loop. Oh, back straight. Careful getting onto the back straight, guys. All right, we got 30 seconds in. All right, we got Luis on top of the leaderboard. We got Ryan in the 2, Martin 3, Joe 4, James 5, and King 6. 1 minute down.
Left.
All right, now Luis Cazarez on a 24:07, Martin on a 22:12, Joe at 20:05, Ryan 20:09, James 19:07, and King also on a 19. Got a minute 15 down, 4:45 to go. Fastest lap so far, gonna be James going 14:7. Got Luis at 14:9. Everybody else 15s and 16s at the moment. Minute 35 down, 4:25 remains. All right, we got a minute 50 down, 4:10 to go. Luis continuing to lead this one, 23:12. Got Martin 22:05, Ryan 22:14, James 21:01, Joe 21:13, King 21:17. Got just under 4 minutes to go, drivers. All right, James going 14:6. New fast lap. Got 2:30 down, 3:30 left, drivers. Right now, Luis Martin, Ryan James, Joe King, your full running order. All right, we got 2:55 down, 3:05 to go.
3 minutes left.
All right, 2:50 remains. Right now, it's Luis 6 ahead of Martin, Martin 2.2 ahead of Ryan, Ryan 2 ahead of James, James 5.9 ahead of King, and King 5.8 ahead of Joe. Luis still on a 23-lap pace, getting closer to a 24, 23:03 at the moment. Got Martin 22 flat, Ryan 22:06, James 22:08, King at 21:10, and Joe at 20:03. Careful up front, guys, careful up front. Oh, one more. Yeah, 2:15 remaining. Yeah. Patrick working some overtime there. Careful on the straight. That is clear.
2 minutes left.
2 minutes to go, drivers. Luis, Martin, James, Ryan, Joe, and King, your full running order. Luis 23:03, Martin 22:01, James 22:06, Ryan 22:10, Joe 21:12, King 20:02. A minute 35 remaining here, drivers. This is race 2 on track. Ah, he got decapitated. Taking an Uber to the next corner. Minute 25 to go. So Luis now 6 seconds up on Martin. Martin 2.5 ahead of James. James 2.3 ahead of Ryan. Ryan a lap up on Joe. And Joe 13 ahead of King. Got just over a minute remaining, drivers. 5 minutes down.
1 minute left.
right, 35 seconds left. Luis 23 laps in the works. Martin, actually right now up to the 2 spot. 15 seconds, drivers. Keep on going. Keep going, drivers, until you hear the computer.
James Colicchio done. Luis A. Cazares done. Martin Arroyo done. Joe Colicchio done. King Arroyo done.
Uno mas.
All drivers are finished.
And that will be a race,
Ryan
drivers.
R. Randall done.
Yeah, Luis going 23.05. Ryan at 23.12. James at 22.03. Martin 22.06. Joe at 21.06. And King at 21.15.
The race is completed.
All right, folks, moving into race number 3. That is going to be Mike, Lucas, Jordan, Jeff, Landon, and Art.
Lucas Zachiglowski. Too Soon Jr.
These are all like the expert guys. I'll get you in race number 1.
Jump and land N.
Race number 1's kind of like the sportsman
Mike
intermediate.
Council. Jordan Rivera. AJ Cardinale.
All right, I'm looking for my drivers from the last group. That is going to be Luis, Ryan, James, Martin, Joe, and King. I may need your help, guys. Tumble, 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 tumble. All right, well, it looks like our drivers are ready to go. I got my marshals out here. We're going racing, guys. Careful up front. Kyle Landon opening this one up, a 14-7. Jeff a 15-7. Jordan 16-2. Art 17-0. A little bit of a rough opening lap for several of our competitors. Landon taking advantage of it. 14-3, way to be. Yeah, Jeff going 14-4, but he's looking for more. Yeah, Jordan 14-8. 45 seconds in. Right now, Landon Kane on a 25-lap pace. Jeff on a 24.01. Jordan 24.06. Art 23.02. Lucas 22.08.
5 minutes left.
All right, 1 minute in. 5 minutes to go. Landon Kane out front. He's almost 2 seconds up on Jeff. Jeff 1 second ahead of Jordan. Jordan 3.5 ahead of Art. Art 0.8 ahead of Lucas. And Lucas about 10 up on Mike. Yeah, minute 25 in, 4:35 to go. And it's going to be Jeff Miranda now taking over the top spot, 24.01 for pace. Jordan 24.04, Landon 24.13. Art 23.05, Lucas 23.08, Mike 20.04. All right, folks, got a $1:55 down. 2 minutes in.
4 minutes left.
Right now, Jeff Miranda, 25.14. Jordan 24 flat, Landon 2304, Art now 2302, Lucas 2304, and Mike 2103. Oh. 220 down, 340 left. $235 down, 325 left. Jordan on a 25-12, taking over to the top spot. Jeff 2401, Art 2415, Lucas 2308, Mike 2205. And man, Landon going from hero to
3
zero.
minutes left.
$250 to go. $240 left, drivers. And we got ourselves a buggy train here. It's like a conga line, but with buggies instead. 340 down, 220 left. Jordan out front, 24 flats now his pace. Jeff at 2403, Art 2412, Lucas 2312, and Mike 2315. Nice rebound for Council. A little bit of a rough start, but doing well
2
here
minutes
mid-race. 4 minutes down, 2 minutes to go. All right, 1:40 remains. Jordan 2 seconds up on Jeff. Jeff 6.9 ahead of Art. Art 8.8 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 1 second ahead of Mike. 1:30 to go, drivers. 90 seconds remain. Minute 10 to go.
One minute left.
You heard the man, 1 minute to go. Jordan 25-14 for pace. Jeff with 24:02. Art 24:10. Lucas 23:06. Mike 23:10. 45 seconds remain. $30 seconds left. $20 seconds to go. Closest battle going to be for that top spot. Jordan and Jeff just 1.8 apart. Got Lucas and Mike about 2 seconds apart. 5 seconds left. Oh, Jordan, a little stumble there.
Too soon Junior done. Jordan Rivera done. Mike Council done. Lucas Sichiglowski done. All drivers are finished.
That'll be a race. Jordan
AJ
Rivera taking the
Cardinale
victory here. 24 flat. Got Jeff 24:01, Art 24:13, Mike 23:07, and Lucas 23:08.
The race is completed.
Race number 4. That is going to be Antonio Brian Bryant, George Kevin Roger.
Antonio Council.
What'd you break?
Kevin Allen. Rice Cakes. Roger Seraphin. George Lynn.
All right, I may need my drivers from that last group to come on out and marshal, please. All right, got Landon, Mike, Art, Jordan. All right, I need one in the middle. I need a turn marshal in the middle. Hey, Lucas, can I get you in the middle, please? Lucas. Oh, Landon took your spot. I guess you can take Landon's old spot. Is the right side covered okay? Do I have enough? Okay, cool. All right. All right, folks, we're going live loop. All right, Bryant opens us up with 13-5. Antonio 13-5 as well. George 14-3. Brian 14-8. Roger 14-9. And Kevin a 14-8. 30 seconds in. All right, so lap 2, Council going 13-4. So right now, Antonio 2/10 ahead of Bryant. Bryant 1.6 ahead of George. George 1.5 ahead of Brian. Brian 0.4 ahead of Roger. Roger 0.2 ahead of Kevin. Careful up front, guys, up front. Yeah, 55 seconds in.
5 minutes left.
All right, Antonio, George, Brian, Roger, Kevin, Bryant, your full running order. All right, we got Antonio currently working on a 27 lap pace. Yeah, George 26.05, Brian 25.05, Brian to 25.10, Roger 25.13, Kevin 24 flat. Minute 40 down. God. All right, a minute 50 in, 4:10 to go.
Four minutes left.
All right, Antonio 5 seconds ahead of George. George 2 ahead of Bryant. Bryant 2 ahead of Brian. Brian 2.6 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 2 seconds up on Roger. So Antonio Council now on a 27.05. Yeah, George on 26.08. Brian to 26.14. Brian at 25.08. Kevin 24 flat. And Roger 24.05. Yeah, 2:35 down, 3:25 to go. All right, 2:50 down, 3:10 remains.
Three minutes left.
All right, Antonio, Brian, George, Brian, Kevin, Roger, your full order. So Antonio now on the verge of a 27, 26 flat. Got Brian to 26.08, George to 26.11, Brian 25.10, Kevin 24.02, Roger 23.01. 2:25 to go, drivers. $2:15 remains. All right, we are 4 minutes down.
2 minutes left.
All right, Antonio currently 3.9 ahead of Bryant. Bryant 3.6 ahead of George. George 10 up on Brian. Brian 2.8 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 9.6 ahead of Roger. So Antonio back to a 27 lap pace, 27:12 at the moment. Got Brian 26:04, George at 26:11, Brian 25:14, Kevin 24 flat, and Roger 23:01. A minute 30 to go, drivers. 90 seconds remain. All right, a minute 15 remaining here. Fast lap of this one got Bryant going 13:0. We got Antonio with 13:1, George 13:8, Brian 14:2, Kevin 14:3, and Roger 14:2 as well. Up front, guys, careful up front in the chicane. That is clear. 45 seconds left. And right now it's going to be Bryant, your new race leader. He's 2.6 ahead of Antonio now. Antonio 4.7 up on George. George almost a lap up on Brian. Brian 3.5 ahead of Kevin. Got 25 seconds left. Ten seconds to go, drivers.
Goomba done. Roger Seraphin done. Rice cakes done. Antonio Council done. Kevin Allen done.
All right, and
drivers
that
are
will be a
finished.
race, guys. Bryant
George
going
Lynn done.
26:03, Antonio 26:05, George 26:12, Brian 24:01, Kevin 24:03, Roger 23:02. All right, folks, we'll take a
The race is completed.
about 10-minute break. We'll get going at 7:15 for round two. Round two will start 7:15. Yeah, so those Bluetooth, are you coming back for those, or do you need me to send them? Oh, okay. Something. Okay. All right.
Andrew Ivanova.
All right, we'll get round 2 started in just a couple of minutes. Race 1 for round 2 will be Patrick, John, Alec, Anthony, Mike, and Andrew. Guys will be up in just a few minutes here. Got him. All right, we'll start calling up race number 1. That'll be Patrick, John, Alec, Anthony, Mike, and Andrew. Turn marshals will be race number 4. That'll be Bryant, Antonio, George, Brian, Kevin, Roger.
Alec Painter. Anthony Zachiglowski. Mike Rulis. John Milio. Patrick Brill.
All right, looks like I have all my drivers, but I'm still looking for turn marshals. If you are in race 4, I need you on track. All right, looks like I have George, I have Kevin, I have Brian, I got Roger. I'm just looking for Antonio and Bryant. All right, Bryant's here. All right, we got council. Awesome. All right, folks, starting order for round 2. Patrick 1, John 2, Alec 3, Anthony 4, Mike 5, and Andrew 6. All right, it'll be Patrick on the tone. John, Alec, Anthony, Mike, and Andrew. All right, this is round number 2 of Wednesday Night Racing. Officially underway. All right, we got Alec Painter going 15.5, John 15.8, Patrick 16.2, Anthony 16.8, Micah 17, Andrew 19. We're 35 seconds in, drivers. So 2 laps in the books for most of our competitors. Got Alec Painter out front. Less than 1 second ahead of Patrick. Patrick 1 second ahead of Anthony. Anthony 0.9 ahead of John. John 4 seconds up on Andrew. Andrew 2 seconds up on Mike.
5 minutes left.
All right, 1 down, 5 to go. Fastest lap so far. Painter going a 15.2. So Alec Painter running the color changing car. As going to be a 24 lap pace at the moment. Got Patrick 23.10, Anthony a 23.16, John 22.04, Andrew 21.08, and Mike 20.01. All right, 135 down, 435 to go. All right, Alec, Patrick, Anthony, John, Andrew, Mike, your full order so far. Yeah, 4:10 remaining. Two down.
4 minutes left.
Alec now 23 flat, Patrick 23.16, Anthony 22 flat, John 22.05, Andrew 22.16, and Mike 21.17. Alex still holding down fast lap at 15.2, Patrick at 15.5, Anthony 15.8, John 15.7, Andrew 16.0, Mike 16.0 as well. 2:25 in, 3:35 remains. Alec now 4 seconds ahead of Patrick. Patrick 2.2 ahead of John. John 1.3 ahead of Anthony. Anthony 5 up on Andrew. Andrew 4 ahead of Mike. 2:45 down in this one. 3:15 to go. Patrick just took fast lap of 15.1. All right, folks, we got 3 minutes down.
3 minutes left.
Alec, John, Patrick, your top three now, followed by Anthony, Andrew, Mike. Alex 6 ahead of John. John 2 ahead of Patrick. Patrick 1 ahead of Anthony. Anthony 5 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 2.5 ahead of Mike. 2:40 to go, drivers. Closest battle here going to be for the 2 spot. Got Patrick 1.3 ahead of Anthony. Anthony 0.3 ahead of John. I say Anthony making quite the improvement as of late. He's been working on his driving skills, and it shows. Experiencing those gains. 3:45 down, 2:15 remains. All right, we got Alec now 10 seconds ahead of Patrick. Patrick 0.2 ahead of John.
2 minutes left.
John 1.2 ahead of Anthony. Anthony 8 ahead of Mike. And Mike 1.7 ahead of Andrew. 1:50 remains, drivers. Just under 2 minutes left. Painter now 23.01 for pace. John on a 22.02. Patrick 22.04. Anthony 22.04. Andrew 21.03. Mike 21.04. A minute 35 remains. All right, 90 seconds to go now. This is race number 1 on track, so race 2. Please be ready to go. Okay, a minute 10 remains. We are now 5 minutes in.
1 minute left.
Alec 23.01, John 22 flat, Patrick 22.01, Anthony 22.11, Mike 21.01, and Andrew 21.06. So Alec 12 ahead of the field, Patrick and John within half a second. Patrick 9 ahead of Anthony, Anthony almost 6 ahead of Mike, Mike 5 ahead of Andrew. 35 seconds remain. $20 seconds to go. right, keep driving, keep going.
Patrick Brill done. Alec Painter done. Anthony Zachiglowski done. Mike Rulis done. John Milio done.
All right,
drivers
folks,
are
that
finished.
will be a race.
Andrew Ivanova
Alec Painter
done.
going 23:05, John going 23:14, Patrick 22:02, Mike 21:03, Anthony 21:04, and Andrew 21:08.
The race is completed.
Due to inflation,
King Arroyo.
I got $750 on it. All right, race number 2. Luis, Ryan, James, Martin, Joe, and King.
Joe Colicchio. James Colicchio. Lou S. A. Cazares. Ryan R. Randall. Martin Arroyo.
All right, got everybody checked in. Looking for a few more turn marshals. Turn marshals will be Alec, John, Patrick, Mike, Anthony, and Andrew. May need your help, guys. All right, we got our marshals out here. Got everybody checked in. Starting order here for round number 2 will be Luis 1, Ryan 2, James 3, Martin 4, Joe 5, King 6. All right, drivers, wait for your name. Luis, Ryan, James, Martin, Joe, King. All right, 25 seconds in. All right, we got Luis going 15-4, Ryan 15-9, Martin 16-0, King 16-2, James 16-7, Joe 17. All right, fast lap being reset by Ryan R. Randall going 14-9. He's got 9 on it. 50 seconds in, 5:10 to go. All right, Ryan Randall going 14-6 that time by. That puts his pace at 24:04. Got Luis 24:06, Martin 22 flat, King 22:02, Joe 22:10, and James 22:16. All right, a minute 15 down, 4:45 left. Careful on the back. Oh, that looks like it's clear now. All right, Ryan, half a second up on Luis. Luis 3 ahead of King. King 1.4 ahead of Joe. Joe 2.5 ahead of Martin. Martin 2 up on James. All right, 4:10 to go, drivers. Almost 2 minutes in. Let's see, this time around, Luis now 2.5 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 0.7 ahead of King. King 1.1 ahead of Joe. Joe 1.3 ahead of James. James 6.8 ahead of Martin. Fast lap still Ryan Randall 14.6. Got Luis a 14.9. James going a 14.8. Actually, James now going a 14.5. 2:25 in, 3:35 to go. Ryan going 14.6 once again. 2:40 down, 3:20 to go. All right, Luis now 2.5 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 2.5 ahead of King. King 3.5 ahead of James. James 0.8 ahead of Joe. And Joe 4.8 ahead of Martin.
Three minutes left.
3 down, 3 to go. Right now, this run would put Luis into the top 10 overall. Got 3:15 down, 2:45 left. Luis 1.5 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 4 ahead of King. King 3.5 ahead of Joe. Joe 0.1 ahead of James. And those guys 5 ahead of Martin. 2:30 to go, drivers. Luis 23.03, Ryan 23.14, King 22 flat, James 22.01, Joe 22.05, Martin 21 flat. 2:15 remains, drivers. This is race number 2 on track. All right, we're 4 minutes down.
2 minutes left.
Luis 7 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 1.3 ahead of King. King 0.7 ahead of James. James 2.3 ahead of Joe. Joe 9 ahead of Martin. Minute 45 remains, drivers. Careful up front, careful up front. That is clear. Minute 35 to go. Ryan Randall once again taking fast lap, 14.5. Looking alive. Minute 30 to go, drivers. Careful, back straight, back straight. Go inside. That is clearing up. A minute 15 to go, drivers, 75 seconds. All right, we're 5 minutes down.
1 minute left.
Luis 23.02, Ryan 23.07, King 22.02, James 22.04, Joe 22.10, and Martin 22.15. 45 seconds left. $30 seconds to go. Closest battle right now going to be King versus James. They are half a second apart. $15 seconds left. $5 seconds to go, drivers. Keep on going.
Luis A. Cazares done. Ryan R. Randall done. King Arroyo done. Joe Colicchio done. Martin Arroyo done.
That
All
will be a
drivers
race,
are
guys.
finished.
So
James
Luis
Colicchio
taking that one,
done.
23.02. Ryan going 23.05. James at 23.13. King 22 flat. Joe 22.06. Martin 22.11. All right, we're moving into race number
The race
3.
is completed.
I need all my drivers from this group to come on out and marshal. All right, this one's going to be Jordan Jeff Art, Mike Lucas Landon.
Too Soon Jr. Lucas Sichiglowski. Mike Council. AJ Cardinale. Jordan Rivera.
right, looking for turn marshals, guys. Looking for turn marshals. All right, looks like I got my marshals out here. Starting order for this race will be Jordan 1, Jeff 2, Art 3, Mike 4, and Lucas 5. All right, folks, we're going racing. Jordan on the tone. Jeff, Art, Mike, Lucas, no Landon. All right, we're 15 seconds down. Jordan going 15-1, Jeff a 15-0. Art 15-1, Mike a 15-0, Lucas 15-1. Wow. Everyone within a tenth of a second on the opening lap there. Careful up front. It's got to be the closest first lap I've ever seen amongst 5 drivers. All right, lap 2 in the books for everybody. We got Jeff out front. Oh, Jordan back to the front. Now lap 3 is being logged. So right now it's Jordan, Art, Lucas, Jeff, and Mike, your full order. Fast lap now being reset out of 14.5. That's going to be shared by Jordan, Jeff, and Mike. All right, we got minute 15 in, 4:45 to go. Jordan, Art, Lucas, Jeff, Mike, your full running order. All right, $140 down. Art Cardinale now to the front, 25-13 in the works. Jordan also 25-13. You got Jeff 14.08, Lucas 23 flat, and Mike at 23.08. All right, we are 2 minutes in.
4 minutes left.
Jordan 25-12, Art 25-13, Jeff 24.07, Lucas 24.15, Mike 23.03. 3:45 to go. All right, 3:35 remains. Jordan, Jeff, Art, Lucas, Mike. Got 2:40 down, 3:20 to go. So Jordan 25-12. He's 2.5 now ahead of Jeff. Jeff 2 ahead of Art. Art 1.3 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 0.4 ahead of Mike. And that's now the other way around. 3 down, 3 to go. Jordan 25-11, Jeff 24.01, Art 24.07, Mike 24.09, Lucas 24.10. God, everyone was still within a lap here. Pretty impressive. Fast lap going to Jeff Miranda, 14.418. We got Jordan to 14.481. Mike at 14.5, Art 14.6, and Mike going 14.5. 2:25 to go. All right, Jordan now 2.5 seconds ahead of Jeff. Jeff 5.8 ahead of Art. Art 0.7 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 0.3 ahead of Mike. All right, folks, we got 4 minutes down.
2 minutes left.
Jeff Miranda going 14.3. Way to be. Minute 45 remains in this race. This is race number 3 on track. we got race number 4 coming up next. A minute 25 remaining. Jordan now just 0.2 ahead of Jeff. Jeff 7 ahead of Art. Art 4.6 ahead of Lucas. And Lucas 2 ahead of Mike. A minute 10 remains, drivers.
One minute left.
All right, you heard the man. Jordan, Jeff, Art, Lucas, and Mike. All right, 40 seconds remain. Jordan Ribara taking over fast lap, 14.316. Right, wow, 0.007, the gap between your leaders. So Jordan and Jeff battling for the top spot in this qualifier. 25-12 for pace out of both of them. 15 seconds left. Time is about to expire, drivers.
Jordan Rivera done. AJ Cardinale done.
Wow, that
Too
one,
soon,
a
Junior
final
done.
margin,
Mike Council done.
.093.
All drivers are finished.
All right, so Jordan
Lucas
getting that one,
Cichikowski
25-12. Got Jeff also 25-12. Art 24-09, Mike 24-11, and Lucas 24-12. All right, final race of qualifying is coming up. That is going to be
race is
race number
completed.
4. I don't know. I suppose we can peel it if it's a problem.
Kevin Allen. George Lynn.
Okay.
Antonio Council. Rice Cakes. Roger Serafin.
All right, I'm looking for my turn marshals. All my drivers from that last group, please.
Jump and land N.
All right, I'm India Marshall in the middle. Thank you, Mike. All right, folks, starting order for this one will be Bryant 1, Antonio 2, George 3, Brian 4, Kevin 5, Roger 6, Landon 7. All right, we're going racing. Bryant on the tone. Antonio, George, Brian, Kevin, Roger, and Landon. All right, Brian goes to 13-4 on the opening pass. George 14-1, Antonio 14-2, Landon 14-3. Kevin 14-6, Brian 14-7, Roger 14-7. Careful on the back straight, guys. Getting on to the back straight. All right, we're 45 seconds in. Right now it's Bryant out front, 27.02 for pace. George 2602, Kevin 2501, Antonio
5
now
minutes left.
2613, Roger 2511, Landon 2512, and Brian 2206. Still early here, just past the minute down. All right, we're 120 in, 440 left. Careful up front, guys, careful up front. Oh boy, we got buggy train. Keep it clean, guys. Wow. What a buggy train. All right, keep it clean, guys. Keep it clean. George Lynn now to the top spot.
Four minutes left.
I got you. Keep going. I got you. $2:15 in, 3:45 to go. Right now it's Antonio, George Bryant, Landon, Roger, Kevin, Brian. Antonio 2607. We got George 2611, Brian 2403, Roger 2403, Landon 2404, Brian 2412, and Kevin 2414. Looks like it might take a 25-lap run to make the main event tonight. We got just about 3 down.
3 minutes left.
Antonio now 4 seconds ahead of George. George 7.4 ahead of Roger. Roger 1.5 ahead of Landon. Landon 1 second ahead of Brian. Brian 0.7 ahead of Kevin. Got 2:45 remaining now. This is race number 4 on track. Antonio leading the way, 26:04, just 1 second off at TQ. George 25 flat, Landon 24:01, Roger 24:02, Brian 24:06, Kevin 24:07. 2:20 remains. All right, we got just over 2 to go, drivers. We are 4 minutes down.
2 minutes left.
Minute 50 remains. Antonio, George, Brian, Landon, Roger, Kevin, your order. So Antonio 26:04, George 26:13, Brian 24:01, Landon 24:02, Roger 24:04. All right, a minute 30 to go, drivers, 90 seconds left. It's pretty close here, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Brian, Landon, Roger, Kevin, they're all very close here. Brian 1 second ahead of Landon, Landon 0.3 ahead of Roger, Roger 0.09 ahead of Kevin. Got a minute 10 to go, drivers. Landon falling back, and he's about 4.7 back of that pack now.
1 minute left.
You heard the man, a minute to go. Antonio 26:04, George 25:01, Brian 24 flat, Kevin 24:01, Roger 24:02, Landon 24:07. 35 seconds left. All right, 25 seconds remain, drivers. Five seconds left.
George Lynn done. Antonio Council done.
So Antonio going
Roger Serafin done.
26:03.5 there. Got a few more cars, guys.
Jump and land and done. Rice cakes done.
And that
All
will be a
drivers are
race.
finished. Kevin
Wow.
Allen done.
So Antonio gonna miss out on TQ by just 1/10 of a second. So Antonio 26:03.5, George at 25 flat, Kevin 25:13, Brian 25:14, Roger 24:01, Landon 24:05. All
The
right,
race
folks,
is
get the main
completed.
event set up, and we'll come back at you with some news on that front. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah? All right, guys. So I can do 2 bump ups from each lower main, but I'm going to need a little bit of help from you guys. I may need some volunteers to marshal race number 2 if we do that. All right, so yeah, if we can make that happen, we'll bump up 2 from each lower main. All right, our first group up, our D main event will be King Martin Joe, Mike Anthony Andrew. C group will be Luis Ryan Alec, Patrick James, and John. B group tonight will be Brian Roger Landon, Art Mike, and Lucas. And our A group will be Brian, Antonio George, Jordan, Jeff, and Kevin. We'll get started about 10 minutes, guys. 10 minutes. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mike Rulis. Andrew Ivanova.
All right, folks, it is time for race number 1. That'll be King Martin Joe, Mike, Anthony, and Andrew.
King Arroyo.
All right, turn marshals will be our A-man drivers. That'll be Brian Antonio, George, Jordan, Kevin, and Jeff.
Joe Kolakchio. Anthony Zachiglowski.
All right, I got Jeff, Jordan, and Kevin out there looking for the rest of my turn marshals. If you qualified for the A-man, I'm going to need you to come on out and marshal, please.
Martin Arroyo.
All right, folks. Let's get them lined up. It's going to be King on the number 1, Martin on the 2, Joe 3, Mike 4, Anthony 5, Andrew 6. All right, we'll be taking the top 2 from this one to the C group. All right, grid is set, drivers ready. We are going racing in less than 5. Here we go. Got King leading him off. All right, so King makes it to the start-finish line first. And we got battle for the 2. Anthony versus Joe versus Andrew versus Mike versus Martin. All right, we're 30 seconds in. King going 15-8. So far, so great. All right, we're 40 seconds in. All right, King out front, driving that blue, purple, and green. Got 1 minute down.
5 minutes left.
So King out front, he's about 5 seconds ahead of the rest of the pack right now. Got Andrew up to the 2. He's 2.5 ahead of Anthony. This time around, Anthony 4 seconds ahead of Joe and Martin. Those guys battling for the top 4. Minute 25 in, 4:35 to go. King going 15-6 that time by, new fast lap. Actually, Joe now taking fast lap, 15-1. All right, we're $1:45 in, 4:15 to go. King, Andrew, Anthony, your top 3, followed by Joe, Martin, Mike. Race leader getting hung up for a second. Anthony's sending in for a tumble there. He's closing in on the second spot car, but we still got a long race ahead.
4 minutes left.
2 down, 4 to go. Right now, King 4.5 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 2.5 ahead of Anthony. Andrew having a little bobble there. That's going to put Anthony to the 2. These guys making their way down the back straight. That's a battle for the final spot in the C group. Right now, Anthony holding it down. Got Andrew, Joe, and Martin right behind him. 2:35 in, 3:25 to go. 2:45 in, 3:15 remains. King now 7 ahead of Anthony. Anthony second up at Martin.